Winner, winner, chicken dinner, or more like it, gasoline. Haven't seen a water issue this bad since Flint, Michigan. That's not good. But it seems to be affecting our military pretty drastically over in paradise, over in Hawaii. You know, everyone thinks, oh yes, finally I got Hawaii orders. Bam, you get hit with bad water. Bam, you get hit with maybe a wave or two, some great sunshine. But you know, gasoline in your water is not what you're expecting. Now, before we go on a tangent about this water issue that has plagued the water over at the military bases and housing over in Hawaii, it does look like this has been a history. Now, I want to give you a little refresher on that history, and that includes over in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, where it was noted where toxins were actually released into the water over several years on base housing. What ended up happening from that was a lot of people got the C word, cancer. What I'm getting to is that, yes, it took years to finally figure that out, and people are relating this to that. Now, on top of that, there is a lot of criticism in regards to the military and how they handle housing for individuals. Even myself discussed some of this at a barracks room that was disgustingly covered in mold last week that was in that video. And also it has been an ongoing issue across military bases pretty much as a consensus here, but even including Fort Bragg for a while. But it does look like the Navy and the Army have been affected by this over in Hawaii. It says Navy officials have confirmed that petroleum has contaminated a well serving the Navy water system in Hawaii, including housing areas for hundreds of families who have reported smelling fuel and seeing only film in their tap water. Meanwhile, military family members stood in line Thursday afternoon at the Alamanu Military Reservation Community Center waiting to apply for a hotel room to get away from the contamination. The housing area, part of the U.S. Army garrison Hawaii, is one of the areas where families reported tainted water starting Sunday. And Army officials have arranged for hotel rooms for residents who want to leave their homes in the Red Hill housing areas. Some families told Military Times they've experienced symptoms that include rashes, stomach problems, dizziness, and sore throats in the week after the fuel odors began. I don't think anyone's supposed to consume fuel. Last I checked, this happens, you call the poison control line. So this is a pretty big deal. Now, it does look like Navy officials did listen to the complaints from these people, and they did test that water. It does look like it was positive for petroleum. And to be honest, how the Army and Navy are handling this situation is a little bit different as far as that goes, but it's not all sunshines and rainbows, as you can expect. Trying to adapt to the situation, it's going to be a little bit difficult, but they go on to say this. We have pretty conclusive indications that there are volatile petroleum products in the well. We determined that is likely source of contamination of our water distribution system across the Navy system, Converse said. And this has sparked a massive wide test in regards to the other systems that the Navy uses to distribute water. They did note that this did go to one of the schools, the elementary schools over there as well. Now, it does look like they've also found the source of this contamination, and they've said that they're going to try and fix it the best they can. But in the meantime, what does that mean for these residents? As obviously you have to shower, shave, eat, all these things that are drastically important. That's what they should do. Just give everyone LaCroix. They're great. And to give you a picture of how big this is, you have to look at the size of housing. It looks like there's 7,000 units that are currently over there, but only about 1,400 in the area have been affected. And they are saying that it looks like there's going to be available resources for water from the Army, which a lot of people have criticized that, where one of the spouses said driving around for water has been a full-time job. And the local clinics over there have been trying to adjust and respond to this by having special medical people there on standby just in case people do have symptoms. Also talking about properly documenting this, because like I said, from the Camp Lejeune, North Carolina incident, it took decades for people to finally realize and connect and say, oh wow, you were stationed at Camp Lejeune, we lived in the same neighborhood. Cancer. Everyone had cancer. At least with social media, at least with this, we can bring attention to it, and the fact fact that people can say, hey, something's going on here. What does this mean for them besides, yeah, they're being brought water. Also, you know, they're being offered to stay at lodging. They're being offered some of these benefits if they need it. And there are families that do have pets, which probably are not going to be able to easily find somewhere to keep their pets, and that will come at a premium cost that they're dealing with as well. And on top of that, there is a debate right now of how they will be compensated for this. Does this mean that they're going to have reduced rent during this time period? Does this mean that they're going to be reimbursed some kind of financial incentive? What is on the table right now to ensure that these people get some kind of compensation, which, to be fair, we don't really know what that's going to come down to, but, you know, I would say my health is not really valued at a certain dollar amount when I'm scared of being poisoned, essentially. But, you know, this is not the first time, and obviously the criticism will continue as we've seen this across the board. And if you want to see my recent video about the Marine Corps and how they dealt with that mold situation over at Camp Lejeune, I highly suggest clicking up there, because I think that video is a little bit drastic, just like this one, and kind of shines some light. But as always, if you guys do like what we do on this channel, you can always support over at patreon.com for special perks and benefits. On top of that, you can also support over at the YouTube join button below this video for special perks and benefits. As always, if you guys have questions about this or anything else, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, or down in the comments below. I love you guys. I'll see you next time.